Well, hi, everybody. So, in today's lesson, we're going to take line plots just a little further and discover how they can be used to find the average of a given set of data. And if you remember, average, like when I calculate your grades, is a way of taking all the individual data, adding it together, and then dividing by the number of uh, data points that you have. So for instance, if I calculate your average for the marking period, if we had 7 tests, quizzes, and projects, we'd add together all of your scores and then divide by 7. So let's take a look at what this would look like with fractions. Um, in our Unlock the Problem, students have measured different amounts of water into beakers for an experiment. The amount of water in each beaker is listed below. So, what they're going to have us do is they started the line plot for us. And you'll notice that this line plot just has the fractions: a quarter, a half, and 3/4. So let's mark off what they've already shown on this line plot. They've shown 4 of the 1/4 cup amounts. So I'm going to cross those off so we remember that they're already on the line plot. And you'll see, how many more do we have to add? I see 3. So it's going to ask us to record the additional information, draw an X for the number of times each amount is recorded. So the 1/4, we're going to have a total of 7. And that means I need to make 3 more on the top here. Okay. And then if we switch over, maybe I'll pick a different color here. And if we want to start marking on our line plot the half cup, how many do we have, everybody? Okay, make sure I didn't miss. Um, okay, there's 2. And you notice I'm going to try to make these X's the same size so that these X's aren't a whole lot bigger than the X's that are there. And I do see that I believe I forgot to cross that one off. Um, okay. And then our final fractional amount of water is our 3/4 cup. Now they've already done one for us, so we're going to need 2 more. Okay. So our line plot is complete. And what we're going to record here, just to show that each individual step, is that we would have 2 half cups and we would have 3 of the 3/4 cups. Now, the tricky part to find the total amount of water, we would normally be using our calculators at school to calculate all this. Okay, but if there's 7 beakers that had a quarter of a cup, that means we have 7/4. So that would look like this. And if we have an improper fraction, we can change that. I bet some of you are doing this math in your head to 1 and 3/4 cups. Okay, but we also have to calculate the half cup. And I bet we can remember that our half cup measures, there was 2 of them. So if we have 2, oops, sorry, there was a 2 here, 2 halves. 2 halves means we would have 1 whole cup. So we've got this amount, 1 and 3/4. So far to add to this 1, which again, we're up to 2 and 3/4. And they've already done the multiplication here where they took the 3x's times the 3/4, which would be, remember, our multiplying fractions, okay, because this would be over 1, everybody. So we'd have 9/4 for a total of, you got it, I can hear you thinking out there, okay? So again, you see that really some of the calculations isn't really too bad when we start getting into it. So our final step here is to add, let me grab a different color here, is to add all of these together then, all right? So we talked about this, maybe we want to add the whole numbers, right? Because remember, this is addition, so we can do that. So there would be a total of 4, and 3/4 and 1/4 is another whole cup. So we've got a total of 5. So the last part is 5 divided by the total number of X's that we would have here, the total amount of data points, they call that, or the values of our data. So we're going to divide by 12, okay, because we had 7 and 2 more was 9 and 3 more was 12. Okay, so when we come down here and we have 5 divided by 12, we know that can be written as a division. Okay, that division, excuse me, can be written as a fraction. So that is our answer. The average amount that was being used is just a little under a half a cup. All right. So, friends, that is how a line plot can be used in an even different way, right? So, on the next page, just for another quick example, they're looking at bagging up some rice into smaller bags. So if Rain has 3 2-ounce bags of rice, um, and he wants to divide 3 2-ounce bags of rice into smaller bags, the first bag is divided into 1/6. Okay, the second bag into thirds, and the third bag into half-ounce bags of rice. Okay. There again, just showing us how to create a line plot. So we want to give it a title. We could call it, weight of our bags of rice. Okay, so we could put weight here, WEIGHT. Okay, okay, weight of our bags. And we know that we're putting them in these smaller amounts here. And then this is interesting because we're going to have to decide how many sixths that would be. And this is using the division that we just learned in chapter 8. So remember our keep, change, flip. So that would be flip to 6/1, which is 12. So I would need to draw 12 X's, okay, above this. And I know it's not going to look totally beautiful here because there's going to be a lot of them. But with our line plot, okay, that is what we would be doing to record our data. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, okay, 10, 11, 12, okay? And if we divide 2 divided by 1/3, this flips to a 3/1. So we need 6, okay? 6 X's above our thirds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, and again, we'd want to have these nice, evenly lined up across from each other. And here, I'm just going to quickly do where we'd have 4. Okay, so we'd finish off with Rain is able to make 4 bags out of the half ounce measures. Okay, so that is again just showing how we can use division with fractions and create something like a graphic of a line plot. All right, so you'll have an assignment on the next page, and I look forward to talking more about line plots